Welcome to episode 2 of my mini-series 40 Before 40. Today, I will be sharing with you my new 5 May experiences that are a part of this challenge where I am trying to do 40 new things, 40 new experiences that I wouldn't have done before weight loss surgery, before I hit the big 40. I also teased you just a little bit in the April version of this video, which I will make sure is linked here, but it's also its own playlist, and I'll be sharing that one with you today too. So, if you're heading into summer and you need a little inspo, you need a little sparkle to regain that glitter, that glimmer, that shimmer, who is you, I hope this video will provide some ideas for you. Maybe you even want to start your own challenge, or if you're nosy like I am and you just want to know what's going on in my life, this video is for you, so stick around. And here's the plug. If you're looking for more content on weight loss surgery, how to prepare, what life is like afterwards, the before and afters of my body shots, or you love Disney because I'm a big Disney mama, was a Disney adult before I had my daughter, or you want magic of holiday and home, this is the channel for you. We have a really beautiful, wonderful community in the comments section, and I hope you'll consider joining us. If this series is new to you, say you stumbled upon this video and you are brand new to BariTale coaching, hi, I'm Chelsea, and my birthday is in April. I turned 39 in 2024. So I've challenged myself to 40 brand spanking new things before I turn 30 next year. I absolutely love that you have been adding what you're doing for either this year, your next birthday year, etc. in the comments. So please keep doing that because I'm slowly adding them to my list on Notion that I showed you when I launched my birthday challenge. I'll leave it here on the screen too. I want to be clear that the point of this isn't to show you what my life looks like per se, but it's to show you what your life can look like after surgery and the type of confidence and activities that you can do that are really non-scale victories. I'm using this as an accountability tool. I want that shimmer, glitter, sparkle in my life, and I think by pushing myself outside my boundaries, my comfort zone just a little bit, that's where I seem to feel the most alive. So really, thank you for giving me an excuse to do that. And in connection with the video I recently did about how to be your best future self, I feel like the activities I'm choosing embody my future Chelsea, my 5-year version of her. So I've been trying to frame what I'm doing as, would future Chelsea do this? Or would future Chelsea's life include this? So I'm kind of blending those ideas together. This is a segue into my favorite topic, self-care. My 5-year self, she gets regular facials and the bougie kind too. Now, while I love my red light therapy mask, my face masks, my nose strips, all of my beautiful skincare ritual routines, getting a professional facial is something that I've neglected to do even as I'm aging. So I started the month of May with a diamond glow facial at my favorite local spa. I will leave it linked down below. It's called the Blue Pearl Spa here in Falmouth, where I live on Cape Cod, but I will take you with me. Hello, from the glowy sunlight of a post Glow 2 facial. It's not quite a hydrofacial where they suck out in a hydrofacial like all of the gunk in your pores, and it's pretty unspa-like. Like you go in, you have the facial, you leave. There's no like yummy rubbing or massages. I don't have a local place that does hydrofacials here on Cape Cod. So for my first 40 under 40 May challenge, I had a Glow 2 facial, which is a deep exfoliating facial, and it was divine. I know that I'm in the sun, but I'm not sure if you can tell how glowy my skin is. My voice sounds raspy and deep because I've been laying on a massage table here at Blue Pearl Spa, which is behind me. It is probably the 3rd time I've mentioned it here on my channel. Not sponsored in any way, though I wish it were, because this place is magical. Rebecca, my esthetician, did my facial. It came with It was my face, my neck, and she called it my deck, like your décolleté, your décolletage. She did a foot treatment, a hand treatment, a lip scrub. This was a facial times 1,000. It was 90 minutes long. So I've been laying down for 90 minutes with a bolster under my knees on a warm table. It was a cleansing facial, and then she targeted all of the areas that she and I had spoken about. So fine lines and anti-aging, but also hydrating. She said my skin is in lovely shape. And this guy, this like little section of my face, I thought this was a negative reaction to a chemical peel that I did not have here. This was a chemical peel at a spa, but not like a day spa situation, if that makes any sense. And my skin's super sensitive, so it's not gone away for like a month. She thinks, and she said, I'm not a dermatologist, but she thinks it's eczema, which means I'm going to try to treat it a little bit differently, and that it is flaring up due to my bestie stress. So that honestly wouldn't surprise me at all, but it explains why none of the things that I've been doing to treat it are helping it go away. So it doesn't hurt. It's just like constantly red. You see that? It's like from here down. If we have any dermatologists in the comments, I'd love to know. I got my chocolate. I've got my rose. Sorry, I'm switching hands. I brought my camera, but I don't know what I did with it. Got my little rose. Got some water, peppermint tea. And yeah, I am pretty pleased with this experience, and depending on how long the results last, I will be back for more. This is an expensive facial, which is why I'm like including it on my 40 under 40 challenge. But the woman that I envision myself becoming when I'm 40 gets regular facials. She takes care of her skin. And I will say that Rebecca said, you can tell when people do their at-home skin treatments. And she said, I can tell that you do, and I can tell that you wear SPF. So this means that like my routines are working, which I deeply appreciate, but I feel like so clean. She was like, do you want me to rub off the excess top layer of product? And I was like, no, I want it to soak into my skin overnight for as long as humanly possible. So facial complete. Will do again. But I will get back to you when this video goes live with like how long did my skin stay glowy for. Did you see how glowy my skin looked? Oh my goodness. And I will say that the esthetician who did my facial, she told me that this spot, and I'm not sure if you can see it clearly because I do have concealer on right here. This spot that I have been battling for months was not a blemish, it was eczema. So once I started treating it as eczema and not trying to like exfoliate and add all of the potions to it to make it go away, it got better. I love this spa. I think I've made that clear in quite literally several of my videos because I started going there in December of 2023 and I've been a handful of times already, but I don't think I would do this particular facial again. Obviously, my skin looked glowy and hydrated and healthy, and it was. I loved the machine. It was really cool to watch it kind of in action. I loved the facial itself, the massaging, the lymphatic drainage, all of the amazing products that they put on your skin, but I feel like it didn't last me as long as I wanted it to based on what I paid for it. Now, question for the girlies or who are getting regular facials. How long are you supposed to see the effects of a facial for? Like, is it just 24 to 36 hours? Is it a week? Is it a month? Is it a year? I know it's going to depend on the kind of facial, but could you give me an estimate in the comments? Because I feel like this one lasted for like 3-ish days, and I was really hoping for that glow on my skin for a week, maybe. And I didn't wash off all of that goodness. I like literally slept with all of those products in my skincare routine and then did my normal routine day to day. And I do a glowy skincare routine. Like you can see that my skin is pretty glowy based on the type of skincare and products that I'm using. So am I out of touch or off base? Let me know. Because I know you will. Okay, I don't think this one counts because this was an act of nature and not something that I chose to do. But I saw hail for the very first time, and I'm including it in this video because it happened in May. Perhaps I do not understand weather. Absolutely true. I thought hail happened since it's frozen when it was cold outside. Am I wrong? It was almost 60 degrees and it was pouring, and then all of a sudden I could hear on our skylights these ping, ping, pings, and when I looked out onto our front deck, it was tiny little orbs of frozen rain. Not snow, but hail. And I've never seen that before in my life. I didn't know it could happen in warmer weather. And also, it was kind of scary. This was fun because the little balls were so small. But for those of you who live in areas where like hail has been reported to be golf ball sized, that could do so much damage. Anyway, again, my weather expert friends, what am I missing about hail? I don't understand. I'm not a meteorologist, but I don't understand how things freeze in the sky to a warmer climate. And yes, 60 is a warmer climate here on Cape Cod in the spring. Let's get back on track here, Chels. We had a new family experience in May. Mark, Callie, and I drove up to Boston to the Boston Pops to see Encanto performed as a movie. So the movie was on this big screen on the stage, but all of the music, the instrumental music, was live. This was incredible. Now, it was a Mother's Day gift, so Mark had purchased a table for us. We were quite literally in the frontest of the front row, and we could order like drinks and snacks and wine off of a QR code, and then we had front row access. Like, we were looking at the steps up to the stage, and we could see all of the incredible instruments that were making the music for the movie. And it was so good that often I forgot that these musicians were live. It was amazing. I want this done for basically every Disney movie, but also movies with really good scores. Like, I saw that they were also doing this for Jurassic Park and was like, okay, big Jurassic Park fan, that would be super fun. Greatest Showman, like, wouldn't that be so cool? So this was my first time going to Boston Symphony Hall, and it was beautiful. It's right off of the Northeastern campus. There are these gorgeous walkways that are just sheltered by incredible old historical trees. It was a really beautiful day. We dressed up, we had lunch, we got to have this incredible musical experience. If you have the opportunity to do something like this close to where you live, it was awesome for Callie because she knew the music and she knew the movie, but it was also equally incredible for the adults. Thinking ahead for summer, what is on your list to try? I would love to know, selfishly and curiously, so please put it in the comments below. A very recent one to when I am filming this. This past weekend, which was Memorial Day weekend, it was the first really warm weather day here on Cape Cod. So we got to launch our boat. And for my entire life of living here on Cape Cod and boat ownership life, there are places where you can go in a boat of a certain size and places you can't, depending on the wave size and tides. Because the water was so flat from where our boat is stored, which is in Falmouth Harbor, we got to not only drive out into the ocean, which we do quite a bit. We went around to Woods Hole, which again, we do quite a bit. And if you're not from the Cape, these probably don't mean anything to you. But then we went so much farther into the Cape Cod Canal under the Bourne Bridge. The current and the tide at the Bourne Bridge in the Cape Cod Canal is wild. It's nuts. Like, historically, there were so many boat accidents in this place because the current is crazy. So the fact that we got to take our kind of little boat through the canal where like the bridge was above us just gave me an entirely different perspective of the bridge. And that is something I love about being on the boat, is that you get to see land from a whole different point of view. So this was a first in my life, not being out on the boat, not being out on the ocean, but being in such traditionally like rough seas that were smooth and going under both the train bridge and the Bourne Bridge. It just felt so cool. And I'm so jealous that Callie got to do that at age 8 and I had to wait until I was 39. And lastly, to wrap up May, technically this event happened in April, but I couldn't tell you about it at the time. And I teased it, but I can now share in May, which is why I'm including it in this video, because I know the answer to the query. It will all make sense in just a moment. So in April, I received an email asking me to audition to be the host of a show about weight loss surgery. Honestly, I thought this was fake. I thought it was a scam. I ran it through my husband. I was Googling the name of the person who sent the email to me, finding out their social media. I called the agency that they said they belonged to ask if they were employed there. I did my research because I've been scammed before. So to find out that this was legitimate, I did have a phone call with this person who's a casting director, and then they set up like a Zoom audition just between that person and me. And I got to get dressed up, I did my hair and makeup, I prepped, and then was prompted to ask certain questions. And I found out at the end of this like interview process, this audition, that I was one of 12 candidates from around the country, and that they were looking for people who could be supportive as a weight loss surgery coach, but then also potentially were nutritionists or physical therapists or trainers, like along that line. So I was told that within a month of that audition, I would know if I moved on to the top 3. And about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, I got an email saying, thank you so much for auditioning, but you did not move on to the top 3. So it's okay. I think it's just incredible that that experience happened for me. I'm about to launch my digital course for the second time. I'm just hiring a virtual assistant. And, I can include this in May too. I just got my LLC as like a 6th thing. I've never had an LLC before. It makes me a legitimate business entity. And it's not just me as like a solopreneur. Now I am officially like the creator and owner in a legal way, which is very exciting. So bonus one for me, but I'm going through all of these steps to build this brand, to build my company. So I'm thinking that perhaps it's not the right time, or that the universe has other things in store for me, but it was just an amazing opportunity to even be able to have this audition. And now I kind of know what to expect should it happen again. And I would love for it to happen again because it was so cool. And like the idea of being on camera obviously doesn't really make me nervous. Although I get that it's different right now. I am filming and it's you and I and my lighting in my home office. That doubles as a guest bedroom. So like, keep it humble here, Chels. But I just think it would be incredible. So I got to meet a really interesting person, kind of go through the process. But I can share that with you now because I know I'm not one of the top 3 contestants. And if the show actually does get to come out, I will let you know which one it is. But I don't want to give that information away in case the pilot doesn't go through. So yeah. So that's been May. Honestly, when I was putting this video together, I was like, oh, May didn't have that many exciting things in it. It kind of did. And I have some really big ones for June, July, and August. So these are just getting like more exciting and I think more adventurous as the months progress. Like, what am I going to be doing in February and March of next year if every month levels up? Are we skydiving? What are we doing? It's not off the table. So you know I love you. If there are things you want me to do so that you don't have to do them and I can test them for you, will you put them in the comments section? I love a good challenge. I hope you had an incredible month and that you're looking forward to all that June, July, and August have to offer. It's summertime. It's my favorite part of the year with the exception of the like 25 days of Christmas. Oh, I'm just so happy that warmer weather is here and that I can go to the beach soon. I'm my best self in the summer, I think. So this is the time to level up. This is the time. I love you. I will see you next week. Thank you so much for being here. Goodbye, my beautiful friends.